yourself?
Uh, Most of you know me as Minister Kent, but the full name is Ebenezer Kent. My number is
It's Morrison over here. And what role do you play in DYC choir, the dynamic choir?
ah. Well, I'll say I'm an all-round player, a soloist, and also, in fact, basically, the soloist and the chorista at the same time.
Today we invited him specifically for a review on part of his administration during he lives. Right, that's why we have you over here. So you're welcome
Thank you.
to the dynamic choir concert review. Now let's just get straight into it. You did a solo and you acted as well. Before we even watch the video, just want you to give us your feel, your how the posture of your mind getting into the concert.
Well, yeah, I did O Divine Redeemer, and I think acting has never been a passion of mine. Trust me, it's never been a passion. But then I had to get myself into that mood and the act in which the choir master wanted us to be. So this year I had to play the role of Judas in O Divine Redeemer and trying to fuse myself in the role of Judas. The whole thinking, and for me, I would say it was a bit challenging for me to get myself into that act of Judas going to betray Jesus.
For our audience, just a bit of context, right? He Lives 2023, the theme was the Great Invitation, right? And I mean, Christ's invitation that is sent out to all men. And from the concept that we came up with for He Lives, why Judas played a critical role, we are talking about the Great Invitation and what's the best way to make people understand that the invitation is to all people. So at least, I guess after Satan or probably, I don't know Hitler and Judas who plays this higher, but probably
I think Judas takes the role because
yeah. I mean,
if he could betray the main man, Hitler comes no near.
yeah. So Judas is, let's say, the worst person, roughly
Yeah.
speaking, and
Yeah.
now we are saying that the idea is that now Judas has the it's this invitation is also extended to
Yeah.
Judas. So that's why he played the role. We sang. We are going to get into this the music, but there's one song that preceded Judas. Then we sing about Judas's betrayal. Then we get into Judas now repenting. I think this is the first time we're ever going to hear that Judas had the opportunity to repent, right?
I give my life to Christ.
Because they are saying that even Judas can receive the invitation, and that is the depth of the message I wanted to communicate. Now let's get into the rehearsal time.
Turn me not away, receive me, though unworthy. Ah, turn me not away, receive me, though unworthy.
So I think you mentioned you had to do several rehearsals. What particularly helped you probably ace this?
So I had to connect myself with the words of the song, and I'm mostly the type who would like to understand what I'm singing before I can zoom into character. So during the rehearsal sessions, I was just thinking through while singing. I was just thinking through, okay, what do I do here? What do I do here? And I think the music spoke to me personally, and I think it's also helped me to be able to sing it and master the singing and know what to do and what not to do at the end of the day. The plea for mercy helps me to be in character.
I think so. I mean, I think most this piece wasn't written for, if I understand correctly,
Yeah.
it wasn't written. This part wasn't written for a solo work. So,
Yeah.
did you have any, I guess, misgivings about it when the director gave this direction? What was it like? What was your thoughts? Because I think other choirs have performed it,
Yeah.
and they did it as go through the normal chorus according to how it's written. So, the direction the director, that is Michael Lamte, went. How did you feel about it? And yeah.
Well, the first day, in fact, I think I had missed a rehearsal session before he told me that I'll be performing O Divine Redeemer. So I had to think through the whole music and understand the whole concept of the music. And I realized what he was trying to paint out there. He wanted a character. The choir master, the director wanted a character to play that role so that we can paint a picture to our audience to see that nobody is too late to come to Jesus Christ. And I realized that he wanted somebody to be there to show that, okay, this is what I have done, but Lord, please have mercy on me. Then the choir will just come in with the normal chorus. So that's why he made me do the verses through, then the choir will just respond with the chorus. So if you look at the verses very well, the brilliance of the director shows over here that he didn't want the whole choir to sing, turn me not away. He wanted a solo person to do that
So
portion.
I guess that speaks to the fact that in dynamic choir, there's a piece and we actually sing to the meaning, like the message you're going to communicate, not necessarily just the text of the piece, but what we want to communicate at that time. That's why I think he put a central figure, Judas, having to sing solo, but many choirs would sing and they'll just do chorus as it's written in it. So
Exactly.
I mean that speaks to the brilliance of the directors you mentioned. Yeah, so let's just jump into it as well. And how the what do you call it, the choir coming in, how was it for you? Did it help balance or supplement the mood? How was it?
Yeah.
This is prior to rehearsal,
Prior
right?
to rehearsal.
Prior to the concert day.
So, actually, when I started rehearsing the piece, I had to rehearse everything, both the choir. So I took it like the choir wouldn't sing
The chorus.
the chorus. So I had to understand what is happening in the music. So when I heard the first time I heard the choir coming, I'm like, oh wow, okay. I think this call and response thing makes a lot of sense. So I began identifying which places I can just come in and the choir will come in.
But we have several verses of the song. Would you say different verses required you to be in different mood, or the mood was the same throughout?
So different verses, in fact, the different verses will show you the mood you have to be in. So in the beginning, I'm coming to God in my deepest plea, God have mercy on me. But then there is this verse where I was doing night gathers around my soul. So I had to picture myself
I guess groping in the dark, trying to find your way
find my
around.
way out.
Yeah.
Find my way out. I'm in danger. This is it. This is the last of it. I need help. So that pushed me to like scream out to Jesus, scream out to God, and let him know that maybe you do it there.
One bit more.
If he doesn't come in.
So I mean, is it right to say that the plea progresses? Has like a hits a crescendo where you are actually groping in the dark and you're like, I know I'm Judas, I messed up, but I'm accepting this invitation. If you don't I mean, reach out to me, like dog in my head. All right, that's very great. I think the director is saying we do a crescendo from here. So. Now we introduce how Judas betrayed and all that. So this were the choir. So over here, the choir was singing and you were negotiating
I was
for the head
negotiating,
of
I was
Jesus
selling
Christ.
Jesus out.
So like how I mean I think you were listening. How was it for you? So this is the Judas track. Speaking about your betrayal.
Yeah, so at this point in time, I felt Jesus Christ no on me. So I needed to sell him out to get some coins for my body. So but at this point in time, I was just they were calling me and I was just telling them, move from me somewhere.
So you see Judas bargaining.
We are bargaining over here. They had wanted to give me 10, but I wanted 30,000. But then even this one, they decided to send some Momo to. And we just had to try and fuse it with our modern way of life. That's why we brought in at a point in time I had to look back at certain decisions I'd even made in life.
So that's now you are not necessarily Judas, but
Judas,
you are on a very personal level, so that you're
yeah,
getting to character.
to character.
Oh, okay.
But then I realized that now, God in His own wisdom wanted to probably have a communication with me. And after we had done this, after He leaves, I realized that there was this peace in my heart. I felt like a whole newborn baby coming to Jesus
So
Christ.
I guess it's right to say that he offered you an opportunity to personally plead
to
through
God.
the song, as in on a very personal
Exactly,
level, not just
exactly.
singing to
Exactly.
people. So I mean, this we are rounding up for today's session, and thanks for coming around.
Thanks
and this
for having me too.
this I mean speaks to the fact that we are big on communicating a message, right? We can always sing, but we are big on communicating a message. And the message over here was Judas is the worst, possibly who the worst person who didn't repent, but we're painting a picture of what could have happened if Judas repented. And from the invitation we are sending out to everyone, even if Judas had repented, he would have received salvation. And that's what we are portraying over here through He Lives 2023 from the DYnamiC Choir. And we have Minister Kent or Ebenezer Kent Morrison, who played the role of Judas. The song was Judas by Pepe Choplin and O Divine Redeemer. Who's the composer of O Divine Redeemer?
Charles Gounod.
Okay, yes, by Charles Gounod. And this was a great time with you. Thanks for coming over here. So watch out for the video as we mentioned, and just stay tuned. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we'll be doing a lot of these, trying to understand the reasoning behind our selection of songs, our approach to singing, and to get to know the dynamic much more.